What's going on, my fellow deplorables? Welcome back to the 1776 Report, the #1 YouTube channel for exposing the stupidity of the woke left. The Bud Light CEO went on CBS's morning show yesterday and was discussing the Bud Light boycott, the backlash from the Dylan Mulvaney campaign, and a bunch of different topics surrounding the boycott. Well, apparently this pissed off old Dylan Mulvaney because Dylan just dropped a new social media post. Dylan is extremely mad at Bud Light. Dylan just called Bud Light, the CEO, the executives, a bunch of cowards. Let's take a look at what Dylan has to say and we'll react to it in real time.
One thing I will not tolerate people saying about me is that I don't like beer, because I love beer and I...
All right, what? You got to let me know in the comments. What do you guys think Dylan's drinking here? I would guess it's not Bud Light. I would say Dylan used that big bag of money Bud Light paid up for that advertisement for some high-end rainbow fruity beer. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Always have. I built my platform on being honest with you, and what I'm about to tell you might sound like old news, but you know that feeling when you have something uncomfy like sitting on your chest? Well, that's how I feel right now, so this feels like the right thing to do. I took a brand deal with a company that I loved, and I posted a sponsored video to my page.
Hold up. We all know you didn't love Bud Light. You probably had never drank a Bud Light in your life. Bud Light was, remember, a fratty beer. It was a fratty white beer. So you weren't drinking Bud Light prior to the sponsorship. You love Bud Light because they paid you $150,000 to do an advertisement campaign. Let's be honest, Dylan. Let's be honest.
And it must have been a slow news week, because the way that this ad got blown up, you would have thought I was like on a billboard or on a TV commercial or something major. But no, it was just an Instagram video. And
it was major because a brand, a iconic American brand, not owned by an American company, but it was founded in America. Anhueser Busch was founded in America. It was iconic, and it had a long history of being America's beer, Bud Light. Everybody was drinking at the beach, pool, barbecue. They betrayed their customers. They stabbed women and their customers in the back, and people were furious. Then the video came out of Elisa Schneidenstein talking about how the customers were a bunch of fratty, basically calling the customers fratty losers. And then your advertisement comes along and it infuriated Americans because Americans are done with this woke nonsense. That's why, Dylan. That's why it went viral, and that's why it's still going viral.
Wildest part is that they also sent me one can with my face on it. You might have seen it. And funny story, I had the can around my house, but then I realized, wait, I need to protect this can. So I hid it somewhere, and now I can't find it because I hid it so well. But when I do find it, I feel like it needs to go in a museum, preferably behind bulletproof glass. And you might be thinking, Dylan,
how much would you guys have to get paid to drink the Bud Light can with Dylan's face on it? If you and your buddies made a bet, what would the dollar amount have to be? If your buddy got to videotape you drinking the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light can, it'd have to be a lot of money. That is a life-changing event.
Why bring it up now? I'm bringing it up because what transpired from that video was more bullying and transphobia than I could have ever imagined. And I should have made this video months ago, but I didn't. And I was scared, and I was scared of more backlash, and I felt personally guilty for what transpired.
It's not transphobia. It has nothing to do with transphobia. It has everything to do with American consumers, hardworking men and women, deciding where they're going to spend their money. And they're not going to spend their money on a product owned by a company who doesn't align with their values. That's simple.
So I patiently waited for things to get better, but surprise, they haven't really. And I was waiting for the brand to reach out to me, but they never did. And
because they're shitting in their pants, Dylan. You ruined the brand single-handedly. That's why Bud Light never reached out to you, because they are in turmoil. Their sales are dropping. They have lost billions of dollars. Dylan, you made $100,000 plus on this ad campaign, but Bud Light has lost, Anhueser Busch has lost $20 billion plus dollars. They are in turmoil. They are scrambling. People are being put on administrative leave. It is chaos over at Bud Light. Nobody knew to call you because they're running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to figure a way out of this situation.
For months now, I've been scared to leave my house. I have been ridiculed in public. I've been followed. And I have felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. And I'm not telling you this because I want your pity.
Dylan, you're taking the big bag to the bank. Dylan is taking the bag to the bank, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars from multiple brands. I guarantee you Dylan has made over 7 figures, has become a millionaire over the last year, over the 365 days of womanhood. So if you're asking me to feel sorry for you, I'm not going to. If people are following you, why don't you go to some all-inclusive resort in the Bahamas with your big bag of money that you made from Bud Light, hire a security guard, and enjoy yourself at the beach? I don't buy this for 1 millisecond.
I am telling you this because if this is my experience from a very privileged perspective, know that it is much, much worse for other trans people.
Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, says Bud Light is the gift that keeps on giving, and it's absolutely true. He says he plans to teach its 25% market share collapse to college students. He's a professor at some business schools. Okay, so he's correct. Bud Light is ruining the brand, and they continue to do so. The CEO going on CBS Morning Show is an idiot. Every time they put out a new advertisement, every time the CEO opens his mouth and says something dumb, it goes viral. Things are so bad at Anhueser Busch. Bud Light is offering a $15 rebate for 4th of July weekend amid the boycott. Typically, 4th of July is probably the weekend where beer brands see their highest sales. Everybody's at the beach, the pool, the barbecue, on the boat drinking beer. But Bud Light knows unless they're basically giving the stuff away, nobody's going to buy it. It's sitting on the shelves and expiring. And their plan, here's their plan. They think if they can give it away for long enough that they will retain their shelf space. Their number one concern is losing their shelf space. If they lose the shelf space, it is game over. They cannot recover because another company will take over that shelf space, and Bud Light has no way to increase their sales back to where they were pre-Mulvaney advertisement. And Dylan Mulvaney thinks Bud Light cares about Dylan's feelings? Well, let me fill you in. They don't. They are scrambling. They are in panic mode. The CEO is doing morning show hits, trying to win customers back. But there's one problem. That one problem is customers aren't coming back because it's as simple as walking to the next product over. Maybe it's Yuengling instead of Bud Light, picking up that case of Yuengling and going and paying. It's that easy. That's the problem here for Bud Light. With a company like Nike, it's not as easy because Nike has good stuff and there may not be another product that is comparable. With Bud Light, it's easy. It is so easy. You pick up the next case over and it's game over. Let me know in the comments what you think about Dylan's tantrum on social media today. I love you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, peace.